Hello and welcome to my reaction to Pokemon Horizons episode 80. Last week's episode was amazing. I loved it. So, I do think this episode is probably gonna be a bit more of like a goofy episode until episode 81 or maybe even 82. It's gonna become a bit more serious with gouging fire. I don't think we're gonna see gouging fire until the very end of this episode. That's my prediction. Just judging by the preview that we saw at the end of episode 79. And maybe this was gonna end. They're gonna start seeing gouging fire, and then these two, well, I guess maybe specifically Sango, is gonna go in. Liko's face right there was pretty funny. It's like the abyss. It's like Made in Abyss. I don't know why I never thought about that in the game, but that's because maybe in the game it doesn't look like this. Actually, that would be a quite fun little experience. Basically, Made in Abyss X Pokemon, you know. That does remind me. I when I started watching Made in Abyss, like let's say 7 years ago, I planned on reading the comic, and I haven't. Alright, a Meditite, a bit like a monkey. Never thought about that. That they would be, you know, swinging around on trees. Nice seeing Venomoth, okay. But you are seeing a Pokemon that does have a Paradox form. Or maybe it's the pre-evolution, you know, the Paradox form of... Well, I guess Volcarona has two Paradox forms, right? Yeah. One there's a Paradox form of, I think... Okay, what is Volcarona's pre-evo? I don't remember the name. Oh, I like her little opera goggles. Let's follow them. He's like, you know what? Garganackle, return to your Pokeball. You know, don't waste your energy. Alright. So, two comments from episode 79, both by Duplin. One comment that Duplin actually said was that he found out that Chuckle isn't actually in Generation 9. But we've seen Chuckle in the show. So obviously, the show isn't going like, Pokemon that are not in the game are not going to be in the show. That's not the case. So that's a good thing. And then Duplin also thought that the battle was great, but... he feels like it should be that they shouldn't be able to win versus the champion. You know. At least this early on, which I can kinda understand that, but I don't know, it's Gita, right? Gita is a terrible champion to begin with. And also, I mean, she's used to Glimets, right? I think Gita, when it came to this, she didn't obviously go all out using her champion Pokemon, right? It was kind of like make it very difficult, whilst like obviously the Pokemon that she used wasn't going all out, but obviously she did her best when battling. So to me, it doesn't really bother me at all. I think the people at the top can lose while still being on the top, right? So to me, that's absolutely fine. And I also do agree with you, Duplin, the fact that if they would have lost and then been allowed to continue on anyways, it's kind of like that has been like overdone. So just give them the win. They need it. Yeah. They even have observation sites. Okay. The previous thing, I think we got actually a lot. We actually saw the face a bit. But that recording right there, maybe it's not gouging fire. Or as they call that still, Entei. I think that actually would be really cool in this show if they don't call it gouging fire, if they actually keep calling it Entei, because, well, they don't know the name gouging fire. They've not seen, this Pokemon before. And it used to just be called Entei, right? So that's something that would be cool. If they just kept the Entei name for it. You're like, of course. It's actually quite cramped in the backpack. Like, yes. The deeper you go, the more common they become. I never went into the crater in Scarlet in Violet, when I played. I beat the league and then I basically stopped playing the game. And if you want to watch my Let's Play, I did a Let's Play only using rodent Pokemon. That was kind of like my challenge to myself. Oh, okay. At first I thought that was a Dunsparce, but no, it was a Dunsparce. Which I'm part of the camp that felt like the Dunsparce was such a disappointment, right? Ding! So, oh, that makes a nice noise. Oh god. Like, wait, why are we gonna ask later? Let's ask her now. Oh? Oh, the Magneton. Okay, yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Is that what is called Spinel's Magneton? But no, it is a Paradox. And it has a bit of like a rock feel. Well, does she even hear these noises? How is she gonna know unless you guys do oh, he's like, holy shit. Okay. Good job, Garganackle, making us blend into the terrain. She's like, no, I can. I'll battle Roy again. Roy beat me last time. I'm not gonna let that happen again. Okay. Oh. Yeah, Screamtail. Yeah. I don't think it's just a put in. Oh god. Like the vampire teeth. I think a Screamtail would fit her team. I hope she catches it. I think that would be fun. Like, of course. Come on, Roy. You have to battle him. Oh, I wonder what move that is. Is that Shockwave, maybe? Like, wait, what? Does ground resist fire? I don't know. I know rock does, but I'm not sure if ground does. Alright. What is gonna end up? Oh, a Raging Tusk. Is that what it's called? Raging Tusk? A Pokemon that makes a competitive one, like 6v6, very boring, at least in OU. But it is a good royal suppressor, so I mean, it's like either that one or Landorus, right? Oh, come on, you two can defeat this guy. You both have super effective moves. Oh, that was scary face. Come on, beat the shit out of this Raging Tusk. So in this episode, I'm really liking the Sang. Oh, I mean that face on Onigori is my face when I look at Sango as well. My favorite part of this episode is actually the Sango part. Or Coral, I think is her English name. It's going like, oh man, I like you. Come on, join in. Oh, you also use Crunch. So I don't know if you can learn Crunch naturally, or maybe it just Copycat, maybe? Or Mimic. Nice job. Okay, what are you gonna do? Some type of scream attack. Hyper voice, maybe? To me, that would make sense. Oh. Pokeball, go! And the girl starts crying. She's like, oh, you little bitch. Okay, I really like this episode. In the beginning of this episode, I was a bit like, okay, I'm like, it's just gonna be like a filler episode. Like a bad type of filler. But here, well, we're getting some character development. For Coral, we're getting some fun moments. Some good noises. Like, oh, wait, what happened? And I hope Coral wins. It will be great if Coral actually wins this. Like, oh, I'm inspired. All right. Some motivational words right there. What are you doing? Okay, I like they're just like, okay, let's see, what are you gonna do when he tries to go headlong rush you? Because I was like, oh wait, we're gonna get blown back as well. And now we're back to Roy in this one, which is gonna be the less interesting fight, because we've seen Roy use this. This would be pretty cool. Maybe Roy would use his kilowatt roll. Maybe I would care more about this. But now he's just using the same Pokemon he always uses. At least while Sango also uses Pokemon she always uses, but we've barely seen it, right? This is basically a full-on fight with Sango with the Raging Tusk, and also, you know, the Screamtail. Like, can't you hear the background music? Well, it's a good thing you're not gonna catch it. Because, man, I would feel so bad for this Pokemon if you were to catch it. Roy, just release your kilowatt roll. Just do it. Let it be free. That's all I'm thinking about when I see Roy battle, and everyone is gonna get knocked out, right? Oh, even see. Is that gonna be a? Is it gonna be Glalie Pokeball, or is it just gonna be a random Pokeball that she has that Puddin is gonna touch? Oh, I like that little detail that the translator did by putting the Oni right there to basically, I guess, kind of show like a pun, right? I think that's what it was. Yes. Okay, I'm right. Okay, I hope you catch it. Please. Amazing. Holy shit. Yes. Okay, yeah, that's very cool. Okay, yeah, I love this. I love this episode. At least I love the episode with Sango. I should rephrase that. I think Sango, amazing. And this is kind of like, we're gonna get episode like this. I think doing stuff like that is great. We got one with Sango. I would have loved to see a bit more of that of, you know, Spinel, Amethyos, and his goons. Oh. I like that style. But it's actually iron dust, or whatever they call, like, what is that called? Iron fragments. So it means you caught it. You have two friends now. Stop being a baby, alright? You're like, well, you're the one who did that. Alright. Hopefully that dynamic doesn't get overplayed. We'll see. So far in this one episode, I quite like their dynamic together with its noises. But hopefully it's not something... Well, it probably won't be, because it's not like we see these characters every single episode, like we did with Team Rocket, right? Like, for example, I quite liked Boba Fett, I quite liked Vic Trebell, but it became too much, because you see that every episode, right? Yeah, like, it's actually dangerous in here. And the further down we go, the more danger. Like, I need my beauty sleep. Got it. I mean, one thing this episode does make me, it makes me want to go and actually play Scarlet and Violet, well, Violet, and actually go down into the crater. Will I do that? Probably not, because I'm sure that when I finish watching this, I'm not going to feel that way. But at the moment, I do feel like I want to play Violet. Like, oh god, who is screaming? Shut up! Alright. Yeah, that was episode 80, right? Oh god, yeah, episode 80 has to be. Yes. It was great. And, only 1.2 meters. Actually, no, that can't be true. And they said 8 kilos. Okay, that must be the stats for regular Jigglypuff, right? Oh man, 1.2 meters for regular... I don't know. Maybe the one, you know... okay, I'm gonna ignore that. The episode itself. Everything with Sango, thumbs up. The things with Roy, I'm kind of like there, a little bit like that. Not completely thumbs down, but it's like that. And I think they could have made it a bit more interesting if Roy just said, you know what? Let me use my other Pokemon. Because I don't understand why Pokemon Horizons doesn't want our main protagonist to actually use any Pokemon that isn't their starters. It's so weird what they're doing. Especially since, you know, they always have their starter Pokemon out as well. You know, they're always out of their Pokeball, right? So there's like an overexposure to them. Please, like, why are you even showing their secondary Pokemon in the intro or the outro? Why are you doing that? Because they never use them in the actual episodes. And it makes me it makes me feel like I don't want our main protagonists to capture any Pokemon. Because they don't use the ones that they already have. So I feel like I don't want them to abuse more Pokemon, neglect more Pokemon. And I mean, I will be honest, I like Streamtail more than I does regular... okay, so next episode we're gonna get Gouging Fire. So that's cool. And I hope actually they do really good versus Gouging Fire. The teachings that they got from battling Gita, I hope they come into fruition right here. Yeah, they are fun. But one bad thing is that, as we saw, they're just going to use their starter Pokemon. And when their starters get knocked out, they're not even going to think about using their other Pokemon. So, oh my god. But then again, the battle versus Gita, they used their starter Pokemon, and I actually really like that battle. Despite them only using their starters. So we'll see. Sango capture her Pokemon. So I wonder, the next time they battle, I wonder if she's just gonna throw out Screamtail and that's gonna catch the gang off guard. That could be fun. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.